Pure chaos. Absolute magic. The baseball world just exploded as Freddie Freeman etched his name into World Series history with a moment that will never be forgotten. After 18 grueling, heart-stopping innings, nearly 2 full games of tension, exhaustion, and emotion, Freeman delivered the swing that ended it all. The crowd went ballistic, teammates rushed the field, and the celebration felt like pure relief and glory rolled into one. This wasn't just a win, it was survival, heart, and history all colliding in one unforgettable instant. Stay tuned, because this marathon victory wasn't just one for the record books, it was a defining moment that proved why this team refuses to quit, no matter how long the night lasts. If you're a true Dodgers fan, you might want to grab a seat, because what just happened in the World Series is the kind of baseball moment that will be remembered for decades. Freddie Freeman, one of the most respected and consistent hitters in the game, just carved his name into MLB history in an 18-inning marathon that fans are already calling one of the most legendary games ever played. The Los Angeles Dodgers, after hours of tension, drama, and pure baseball madness, pulled off a win that felt more like a movie ending than real life. Before we jump deep into the full breakdown, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates, because we're diving into the wildest game of the season and how Freddie Freeman just made World Series history. It all started with what was supposed to be a normal Game 3 in the World Series. The Dodgers and their opponent, both powerhouse teams, had been trading blows in the first 2 games. The tension was sky high. Everyone expected a close one, but no one could have predicted that this would turn into an 18-inning roller coaster, breaking records, hearts, and expectations all in one unforgettable night. Freddie Freeman stepped up in this game as if he knew it was going to be his moment. From the very first pitch, he had that calm confidence in his eyes, the same look fans have seen when he delivers clutch hits in big games. The first few innings went back and forth. Both teams had their chances, both had runners in scoring position, and both saw those chances vanish with incredible defensive plays and clutch pitching. By the 6th inning, the score was tied, and both sides were showing fatigue. Pitchers were working deep into counts, hitters were grinding at bats, and fans were glued to every pitch. The energy inside the stadium was electric. You could feel that this wasn't just another playoff game, it was something bigger. Freeman had already reached base a few times, quietly putting together a strong game. But as the innings went by, it became clear that this wasn't going to be an ordinary night. Every time he came to the plate, the crowd roared louder. You could almost feel destiny calling his name. Fast forward to the 9th inning, still tied. The Dodgers had a chance to end it, but the opposing team's closer somehow escaped a bases-loaded jam. The tension was unbearable. The Dodgers' bullpen, one by one, started to get thinner. Dave Roberts had to make tough choices: who to keep on the mound, who to pinch hit, who to rest for tomorrow. But tomorrow started to fade into today, because this game just wouldn't end. The 10th inning came and went. Then the 11th. Then the 12th. Fans around the world were in disbelief. On social media, everyone was talking about it: memes, reactions, live tweets, all capturing the chaos of a World Series game that felt eternal. People who went to sleep woke up to find the game still going. By the time the game hit the 15th inning, players were visibly exhausted. Starters were long gone, bench players had all been used, and even some position players were preparing to pitch if necessary. That's how deep this game went. The Dodgers, however, refused to quit. You could see the determination in their faces, especially Freddie Freeman, who kept walking up to the plate like it was just another day at work. And then history happened. In the bottom of the 18th inning, after over 6 hours of baseball, the Dodgers finally had a man on base. The tension was at its absolute peak. Every fan in the stadium was standing, holding their breath. Freddie Freeman stepped into the box. You could almost hear the silence before the storm. The first pitch came in a sinker low in the zone. Ball 1. The next pitch, a fastball, perfectly placed, but Freeman fouled it off. The pitcher looked determined, but you could tell fatigue was setting in. Freeman adjusted his gloves, took a deep breath, and dug in again. The next pitch, boom. The crack of the bat echoed across the stadium. The ball launched high and deep into the right center gap. For a split second, it felt like time froze. Every pair of eyes followed the ball as it kept carrying and carrying until it smacked off the top of the wall and bounced away. The runner was flying around third. The throw came in but too late. The Dodgers had done it. Freddie Freeman's walk-off double sealed one of the longest and wildest games in World Series history. The stadium exploded. Fans were crying, cheering, hugging strangers. The Dodgers poured out of the dugout, mobbing Freeman between second and third base as fireworks lit up the night sky. It wasn't just a win, it was a statement. It was about endurance, resilience, and belief. Freeman, usually calm and collected, couldn't hold back his emotions this time. As he was interviewed on the field, you could see tears in his eyes. He said, "We've worked all year for moments like this. It's not about me, it's about this team, these guys, the fans. This is what baseball is all about." What makes this even more incredible is that this wasn't just a clutch hit, it was history. Freddie Freeman became the first player in World Series history to have 6 hits in an 18-inning game. 6! That's unheard of at this level, especially under that kind of pressure. He also became only the second player ever to deliver a walk-off hit in a World Series game that went beyond the 15th inning. Statistically, this game was an anomaly. There were over 30 strikeouts combined, 20 pitchers used, and more than 500 pitches thrown. Both teams had runners stranded all night, double plays turned, diving catches made, and unbelievable defensive efforts. But in the end, it came down to one man, one swing, and one unforgettable moment. This game immediately joins the list of iconic baseball marathons like the 2018 World Series Game 3 between the Dodgers and Red Sox that went 18 innings. Except this time, the Dodgers were on the right side of history. The ghosts of that loss were finally put to rest. After the game, the reactions were pouring in. Teammates called Freeman a machine, leader, and the definition of clutch. Mookie Betts said, "That's why he's Freddie Freeman. That's why he's one of the best in the game." Even opposing players couldn't help but respect what they witnessed. Fans on social media were going absolutely crazy. Hashtags like Freeman Forever, Dodgers Win, and 18 innings of madness were trending within minutes. Baseball legends, analysts, and celebrities all chimed in, calling it one of the greatest performances in modern baseball history. But let's take a step back and appreciate what this means for Freddie Freeman's legacy. He's already an MVP, a World Series champion, and one of the most consistent hitters of his generation. But this game cements his place among the all-time postseason greats. Not many players get to have a career-defining moment like this, especially in such an epic way. And for the Dodgers, this one might be the spark that defines their postseason run. When you survive a game like that, when you battle through 18 innings, when your stars shine under pressure, it builds an unshakable confidence. It's the kind of win that unites a team even more and fuels their momentum for the rest of the series. Reporters asked Dave Roberts after the game how he managed to keep his team focused through so many innings. He laughed and said, "Honestly, I just kept reminding them somebody's gonna be the hero. And tonight, it was Freddie." The clubhouse celebration was wild. Players popped champagne, music blared, and the energy was pure joy. But amid all the celebration, you could tell there was something deeper: relief. They had been pushed to the absolute limit, and they prevailed. So as fans head to bed or maybe stay up until sunrise still buzzing from the win, one thing is certain: this was a game we'll be talking about for a long, long time. Freddie Freeman just made history, and the Dodgers proved why they're never out of a fight. If you enjoyed this breakdown of the most unbelievable game in recent memory, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment below your favorite moment from the 18-inning marathon. Do you think this game will go down as the greatest World Series moment ever? Let's hear your thoughts, Dodgers Nation.